This episode of Comedy Bang Bang is brought to you by Audible, the leading provider of audio content on the internet. With Audible, you can enjoy books freely wherever you'd like and doing whatever you'd like. Download a free audiobook and a 30-day free trial by visiting audible.com/bangbang today. That's audible.com/BANG.
Comedy Death Ray, Comedy Death Ray, Comedy Death Ray, Comedy Death Ray.
This is Comedy Death Ray. My name is Scott Aukerman. Been on the road, but I am back. It is a pleasure to be here. Rainy days here in Los Angeles. Wet weather. Storms pounding the Southland. We have a great show today. Hopefully our other two guests will show up. That would be Sarah Silverman and Hannibal Buress. But right now I have the only guest I'll ever need. Todd Glass is here. How are you, Todd?
I'm doing good.
All right, let's
got here on time.
Yes, you were. Well, you weren't on time, but you were at least on time for the show to start.
No, I was on time.
No, I mean, I said meet at 11:45. You got here at 11:57.
I did get down here at 11:45, and I had believe it or not, sushi downstairs.
You did?
It looked all right.
How'd it taste?
It was good, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that as the show progresses. All right, so the topics we are not allowed to talk about are your cigarette and the podcast you used to be on. Okay.
Oh, no, I didn't say that.
I know, you didn't say that. So, Todd, you're a comedian. Let's just set the scene.
You want to interview me?
No, I don't want to interview at all. I don't want to interview at all. I just want to tell people who you are. You're a comedian. You're one of my favorite comedians. I've known you about 15 years. Been one of my favorites ever since I first saw you. And I love to hear you just talk about any subject. You're one of the world's most naturally funny people. So talk about anything you want.
Really? Well, I had to put my dog to sleep.
What? No, when?
No, would I start? No, I'm kidding. I mean, I did, but I know not to talk about it to start off the show.
No, let's talk about it.
No,
let's get real.
I do like talking about it. No, it's weird that, you know what? No, let's talk about it later in the show.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
You tell me. You tell me when it's
question.
time to talk about your dog dying. You just go, hey, time to talk about my dog dying. Just interrupt any subject we may be talking about.
I did want to ask you a question, if we can talk about it on the air. I started tweeting officially.
Now, why would we not be able to talk about this on the air?
No. Oh, because it might be boring. It's me going, hey, can you talk about how do I get my VCR to work or whatever technology is today?
Okay.
How does my CB get hooked up to my abacus? Did I say that right?
Those are two references of things that are not commonly used anymore.
Yeah. But I started tweeting. In the beginning, someone was doing it for me, but it was just all business. And everyone told me, don't let you guys who do your website do that, and I understand
it's got to be the personal touch.
Right, exactly. So I said, guys, don't do that anymore. So I started doing it, and I started to get into it. But when people respond to you, is there any good advice to give me? Not because I'm a snob, because I'm not great. It takes me to get out a 9-word tweet. Takes a little energy. I can't go.
Right.
It's like someone keeps going, are you going to be in D.C.? And I ignored it, thinking they would figure, he might just tweet outwardly but not answer tweets. Are there people that do both, or do I look like a dick if I'm not returning a question?
I think that's part of Twitter's problem, is that people think they can just ask you anything, and there needs to be some sort of remove. But that's part of the good part, is a lot of people go, hey, it's so great, I can get a response from someone that I enjoy, but you can't answer everything. I mean, you're a celebrity. A lot of people are asking you questions. You know what? It's
not even that. Although, believe me, if I was big, maybe it would be that. But if I was a rapid, one of those people that can. I probably would answer a few, but then I'm wondering if then it gets down the path of they've all been not negative. Anything's just been a question. But then when you start answering just questions and then a negative one goes in there, well, they know you.
They know you answer. Yeah,
is it better I thought of it when I started tweeting, which I liked it. Whenever I have to do a once a month email, where it's like 6 or 7 lines, I never know what it is. So I thought, this is just like 5 or 6 words, maybe once a day, maybe twice.
Let's hear one of your sample tweets, because you've been hyping these for the last 2 minutes. I would love to hear one. What do you got?
Well, I love when you write one and then someone takes it the wrong way, but then I decided not. It wasn't mean, but it was like I just saw a sign that said cock massages $50. I wonder if it's legitimate. And what I thought the joke was, and then some people had their versions, the other day I wrote pussy because it was this joke that I used to say on the podcast all the time. Just, I don't know where it came from. It was just like pussy.
Right.
And I think it probably was from the ventriloquist, Otto and George. Sure. I think that the puppet would always go pussy. So I always thought that, and I became obsessed with that. So I go pussy. And the other day I put it, and it was just to be, it was just to
something random,
just
a
random
sequitur.
pussy. And then some of the messages back were like, "Oh right, yeah." I'm like, no, that's not what I meant. I'm not meant like, hey, let's go get pussy.
I mean, you kind of do mean that.
I didn't. It was just I guess people could go, Todd, when you write pussy, are you upset with the the unclassy responses you're getting? When I write pussy, I want people to know where it's coming from. I'm mocking it. I'm mocking a guy that would go pussy. I'm not really going, hey, everybody, let's get some pussy.
I don't really get that from it, but...
all right, we'll take a break, but you're great.
Wait a minute. You don't get to say...
I don't get to
No, it's my job.
I like to do it.
Oh, okay. Do you want to take a break?
No, I don't need a break.
All right.
Anyway.
No, I think when people write to you, the hard part is when people write negative stuff to you. I've been getting a lot of that lately, and it's just like you want to reward the people who write nice things to you, and you want to write back, hey, thanks a lot, or whatever. But then the negative people, it's like you can't just ignore it because you've been writing back to people. So a lot of times I'll block people, but...
I don't need another vehicle. Like, as much as I love stand-up, and you'll understand where I'm going with this, I do. As you know, I mean,
You are one of the people who love it the most, I would say. What was that? You used to just like to hear your voice amplified.
Oh, well, that was a different time. I had once said, I love doing stand-up, but I also think I just like to hear my voice amplified.
Like if you just owned a microphone.
Well, I do. I have a PA system in my house, I told somebody once it all started. Like if I'm at the supermarket and I see a PA, I start to I don't want.
You start to think of bits of what you can do up there.
Exactly. Without making comedically, I would go. I see the mic, I start sweating. But the truth is that's funny. The truth is I don't start sweating, but I'm like you just said, what could I do? Like, can I go?
If I just grab that right now.
Before they stop me and throw me to the ground. Or at Bennigan's or Fridays, one of those places, it's always fun to, you walk over. It's like the CB type mic, and like, party of four, whatever. And so I like
That's
that.
a good bit, party of four.
Yeah. One
of the classic Todd bit.
Party of four. Party of 100.
Anyway,
so I do love stand-up, but you have to. The great part about it is obviously when it's going well, the immediate reaction you can get, and then the
most likely laughs.
Laughs, right? But the negative, which isn't that much, but it is the negative that if someone's not enjoying it, they're able to say something sometimes or pout in the first row. So the reason I tend in these situations, or when I did my podcast, desperately put all my effort into not reading, have someone go through them.
Right.
If it's
good, send it to you.
Right,
if it's bad, yeah.
Because I have an opportunity now to have a vehicle where if
you don't
creative,
have to listen to people.
Right.
Yeah.
If it's creative, even if it's someone that likes you but's giving you positive, that let through. I'm not a maniac. If someone goes, "Hey, I listened to your show," and you can tell it's an honest, but would you? And then it doesn't go vicious. The but when it goes vicious, that's just an evil person.
I don't even like that. I don't even like constructive criticism. Honestly.
I don't mind it if it's someone that you can tell from their first few words that they're not just trying to be polite to then go mean.
I don't know. I think part of what you're trying to say, part of the reason we're doing this for free, this kind of we don't get paid to do any of this kind of stuff, but it's to do whatever we want with it.
But I've thought this through. Mm-hmm. But we do like the positive, and it's free. So who's that?
Sarah and Hannibal.
Look at her with her scarf.
Thank God.
Anyway, geez, people are going, thank God, that Twitter conversation.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus, just when I was ready to get
horrible.
Good stuff.
I am sorry.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, dudes.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up?
All
right. Oh, good. Greetings. That's glad.
Hannibal?
Hey, Scott.
Hey, Hannibal. Okay, so Hannibal Buress is here.
Big fan of both of yours.
Sarah Silverman is here. Rainy days, huh?
No, it's hailing.
Is it hailing? Really? Hail, hail, the gang's all here. Anyway.
Holy moly, like chunks of ice. Hi, Todd Glass.
Hi.
Why are you looking at me like you think
you
I'm mad at you?
You look nice. You look with your scarf and your hat.
Let me set the scene. Todd is here on my left, and Sarah is here on my right, and they're looking at each other, and Hannibal is just staring straight ahead in between them. doesn't want to look to either side.
There's nobody. They were talking to each other.
That's true. And you don't want, you don't follow the conversation. You don't ping pong your head back and forth. You just stare straight ahead like a monk.
I just got here, so my neck is not. I'm not warmed up yet.
He's not going to be manipulated into looking and looking and looking.
All right, tell you what. Why don't we play a song? We will reset. We'll get out of this horrible conversation about Twitter and Todd.
Did you ever start a podcast over?
Todd, are you high?
I would.
No, why?
Because you got that.
That's a nope.
No, we can't talk about that either.
Oh.
All right, let's go to a song. I don't know what it is. Just track one. Let's do it. This is Comedy Death Ray. We'll be right back on Indie 103.
We'll be right back.
You're not so great, and that's okay. I can still love you anyway. You should be glad I found you out. You're not so great, you're not so great.
Yeah. Shut up about your cigarette.
I've heard about those.
Okay, Indie 1031. All right, here we go. Let's start this whole thing over. No one wants to hear that first 10 minutes, right?
I don't think so.
No, it was horrible.
Was it that bad?
Oh, it was real. I mean, to be honest, we sort of slipped into a terrible conversation about replying to people on Twitter. No one wants to hear about that.
Can we really start over?
Let's just restart, okay? Okay?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Ready? Indie 1031. My name is Flot. Oh, jeez. Man, I'm going to have to start over again. All right. Indie 1031. This is Scott Augerby. This is Comedy Death Ray. I have a great show today. We have 3 great guests coming up a little later. I interview Prince. Want to hype that? That will be a little later. I saw him at a party, got out my trusty recorder, and have an interview. But I have 3 great guests here. First of all, let me say hi to Todd Glass. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing all right.
All right. In the center ring, Hannibal Buress. How are you?
I'm doing well, man.
All right. And to my right, Sarah Silverman is here.
I'm fair to middling.
Oh, I forgot to ask. Sorry.
Wow.
This is the the round table. Let's hear it. What do you got? What do you got? Oh, do I need to introduce the subject?
Hey, I noticed that you've got a Mr. Spock on your T-shirt.
Brian Posehn gave this to me about 10 years ago, I believe.
Was going to mention Brian Posehn in this anecdote, which he has a friend, and I don't know who the friend is, who has a tattoo that is the greatest tattoo I've ever heard of in my life.
Let's hear.
It is excuse me, I have a tattoo.
It says I hate tattoos. I love that one too.
It's a tattoo. It's a tattoo of Mr. Spock, and then he's daydreaming with the thought bubbles, and in his daydream thought bubble is himself with a mustache.
Now, what if that friend was Leonard Nimoy?
That's what I forgot. That's the caveat.
Guys, tattoos. Do you have any? Oh, my wife, really? Tell her to come up here, by the way. Do you have any tattoos? Come on, what do you got? Come on, let's liven this up. Talk about your tattoos. We got to get this show going.
I did get a tattoo once, but I had to have it lasered off. This is actually a true story.
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, I shaved a line on my chest, and then I put a tattoo of a guy pushing a lawnmower, and then my mom got upset. All right, I don't even know where that joke came from. It's not mine. I heard it somewhere, though.
Really? That's not even yours?
No, I think I read it in a book.
Oh, I was disappointed. I'd never heard you say that before. I thought you were writing new material.
No.
Hannibal, what's up? Where are you staying while you're in L.A.? Let's just you're an SNL writer currently.
Yeah.
You're a New York comic.
Yeah.
You're right now there, but you're here this week. Thank you so much for dropping by. Where are you staying while you're here?
Staying downtown at this hotel.
Oh, fancy.
It's but it's weird. Because they always have the different rules of set this here. If you want this cleaned, we're trying to
put your towel on the floor.
Put the towel on the floor and turn up a corner. And it's just
turn up a corner of the
towel. Just wash all of it. Everything. Just clean all of it. Just
the bedspread.
Yeah, everything.
They make you feel guilty now.
The curtains, the drapes.
Clean everything.
I don't know what I'm doing with those.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Soon it's going to be put a red, you'll have a little thing you put on the carpet if there's places you want vacuumed. No, just he's saying, vacuum my fucking carpeting.
Good riff.
Anyway, Jesus Christ. You could have played along a little better. That was funny.
I'm sorry.
Let it rip. Hannibal said one thing, and you took it up a notch,
I didn't take it up a notch. I added on because I was trying to be conversational. Try to be nice. I'm meeting a new friend.
You're not normally conversational when in conversation.
Well, I didn't want to do the bit. I have a bit about that.
You have a bit? Let's hear it. I want to hear the bit.
Well, the bit where they say a towel on the floor means I want a new one, but a towel hanging up means I'll use it again. I called down. I said, what's a washcloth on my night table mean with a little lotion next to it? They said, it means you're lonely. And anyway. Anyway.
Well, now, what do you think about that, Hannibal? How does that bit compare to your bit? Like, how's it stack up?
It compares in the awkwardness that you're trying to create, but I'm not going to buy into it, man.
He's smart. I don't mind the awkward. I think he's doing it on purpose, but it's funny. You're like, I know what you're fucking doing.
That is my interview style, actually. It's to create weird awkwardness and just see what comes out of it. So what are you doing here in L.A.? I mean, you're here only for a week. Like, who comes out to L.A. just for a week? And especially a week where it's raining.
I can't predict the weather. People have been apologizing for a lot of people. Like, sorry about. I'm like, it was your fault. Well, why don't you change it?
I do have.
Let's do some cloud seeding.
There is a place where other people do predict the weather, and you can log on to those various sites.
That's really?
Yeah, they're crazy weather predictors. They're on the news too.
Yeah. Nuts.
They're called meteorologists.
But if you know, but in all fairness to Hannibal, right? Did I say it right? He doesn't wake up one morning and plan his trip the day he's going. He probably did it a month out or 2 weeks out. So by the time he had his ticket, and then they go, it's going to rain.
You know what? I don't like the way you're talking.
You're such an apologist for him.
I'm not apologizing, but if you saw his apple juice bit, you would fucking have a little more respect for this guy.
All right, let's hear the apple juice bit. He's been he talks about
you're
it.
Not going to make him do it.
Come on, do the apple juice bit. I want to hear that.
Pull that shit up online.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Play it.
As we go to commercial. That's what.
Hannibal's like, who do you think I am, Todd Glass? I'm just going to tap dance for you. The second you tell me to do a bit of mine.
Well, my bit was shorter. His is, in all fairness, like a 3-minute piece.
Okay, my point though, Todd, is like, what what is Hannibal doing in L.A.? Like, why come to L.A. for a week?
I taped the Lopez Tonight Show on Wednesday.
I like him.
It was.
He's my neighbor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Lopez?
It was
yeah.
Is he like always borrowing sugar?
Yeah.
Another cup of
that in
sugar?
Spanish?
Dolce?
Dolce. No, but you're here for meetings, or what are you doing here?
Yeah, I did some meetings. I went to like the Warner lot, and it's a lot of buildings there, so I pulled up to the lot, and the security guy...
Please don't hit the microphone.
Sorry about that, man. The security guy was like, do you know what building you're going to? And I was like, no. And then he walked away.
He just walked away?
No, he hopped on a bicycle and rode away. Seriously.
Really?
Just leaving me there to find out on my own. People, that was real
crazy.
rude.
What building were you going to?
Was
it the Richard Donner building?
It was building 4.
Ooh. Richard Donner has his offices there, has the Goonies pirate ship in a big case. Yeah, you should stop by there one of these days.
Whenever I'm on the lot, and I have when I used to have sides, and I didn't want to look.
Now let's explain what sides are to the common person.
When you're going for an audition, you have your sides, like that's your script,
your lines that you have to memorize,
right? And then the casting agent's going to sit there, and you're going to go, hey, watch it there, and then she'll go, oh, I never, whatever,
right?
So, but I didn't want people to think...
I understand that now, clear as a bell.
I think people out there do. Let's give people
if you're
credit.
trying to look through a
audition
bell.
Script pages.
Yes. So I wouldn't want people to think I was like some other, just one more schmuck onto an audition, even though I was going to one. So I would hide it in my back pocket and act like I belonged there as I was walking around. What's up? Yeah, I'm here. I have a show. I'm just chilling out. They're doing a set change. I don't know why I did that, but I didn't want to look like it was just so...
Did you ever get any of the parts that you were up for? I mean, maybe if you had taken it a little more seriously.
No, I do. It's very hard.
You do?
I do better with straight, no bad... I do better with not comedy.
Really?
If it's
dramatic roles?
Sometimes I do better with that
Let's
stuff.
hear a little bit of that. Like, let's hear some of your acting style with dramatic roles. Like, let's pretend you're on CSI. Okay, you guys, Hannibal, you be team leader.
Oh no, I'm not.
Sarah, you be Sarah Seidel.
Oh,
no.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, you'll be the nice-looking Jewish girl. Who is also a CSI, and then we'll just hear you guys set the scene, and then we'll hear talk.
I don't have any dialogue.
No, but you make up the dialogue, okay?
No, it's going to be horrible. I'm not going to do it now because it's going to be horrible.
We're going to do it.
How about just this? Say this line.
Okay.
I thought I was going to be okay with all of this, but I'm not. I'm just not.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, so you guys tee him up. All right, so Hannibal, there's a big dead body in the middle of the ground. Let's hear what you have to say.
Oh man. You think you get used to this, but you don't.
Wait a minute. Now you're just saying his line.
Todd,
before.
you knew what to.
That's kind of a dick move.
I sabotaged him.
He was just going in the same color.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
just sort of the like, and yeah, man, stop doing that, Scott. Stop it.
Somebody
man.
says to me, I guess you get used to us after a while. You know, that's what I thought, but the truth is, no matter how long I've done this, it doesn't get easier. If you just throw it out there, that was not bad, right?
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd cast you on something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have
I
any
would.
shows?
Oh, no.
You know, I remember the last because what happened was when I went on. I think I've talked about this before, but when I went on, in a sitcom where the direction can be ample and legitimate, if that's the right word, I can sometimes get what do they call it when they give you direction and then do it and then feel proud of it. Yeah, I can take the direction. Most of the time I say, look, I appreciate your direction, but I'm probably going to do it the same exact way. If you'd like to see it again, I'd be more than happy to do it for you. I don't really say that. Thought I would get a laugh in here, but nothing. God damn it. But,
Scott, I'm bored.
God, we got to restart this thing.
But let me just say this, where I don't like taking direction and I stop going on commercial auditions, because the direction is nothing. It's like, you're not happy like, wow, you're more happy like, wee, all right, can I leave? This is not going to work.
Worst audition I had was for What Planet Are You From, where, Sarah, you spoke the titular line, as I recall.
I know, but it was cut out.
It was cut out, but I remember you saying that. But I went to the audition, it was at Sony, and I drove 2 hours to get to Sony, and she took one look at me and said, oh, you're not right. Here, do this one. And I looked at it, and it was one word. And she gave me the line of hey, I'm an alien from the planet whatever. And I said, what? And she went, great work. I walked out. 2 hours to get there and 2 hours back for that.
I did a part in that was with Gary Shandling, right?
Sure.
And I was a doctor, and they put, it's bad enough they put. I go there and I have they shorten my lines. By the time the day came, my 3 lines had been taken away, but I had 1 line. I'm like, all right, I got 1 line though. And then they made me wear a doctor's mask.
What? A
over
surgical
my face.
mask?
I'm like, well, what am I here for?
Now, you don't mean a rubber mask of another doctor.
No.
You mean a surgical mask.
A surgical mask. And I tried to go, I go, really? I go, people won't even see my face. They go, you're in the surgery room. I'm like, great.
So you're in the movie?
No, they cut me out too.
Yeah. What is this movie? They're cutting out Todd Glass and Sarah Silverman?
Just first just the bottom of his face. No one's going to want to see his mouth. Come on. Can we put a mask on him?
I thought if I had a sitcom to keep everybody on their best behavior, what you do in the beginning season, everybody has a situation that could come to fruition. Like the mom has cancer. It's in remission. It's been in remission for 3 years. Mm-hmm. But it's not weird for the audience if she starts being, in real life, wants more money, a pain in the ass. You go, we can bring that cancer back. Then one of the sons is, on call in the military. You just everybody behave because you all got built-in ailments.
So, on Friends, you're suggesting that Rachel would have some sort of terminal disease in her back pocket.
Or she had a boyfriend that's been begging her to move back to Arizona. And she won't go, and every few months
and they could just pull that trigger at any time.
Well, it's not weird. At any time, if she goes, you know what, I've been thinking about it, he's been bugging me, and he loves me, I'm going to move to Arizona. And that's it.
And that's the end of the episode.
Everyone behaves.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. All right.
All right, we'll take a break. You're fun.
Wait a minute. You don't get to do this. I can take the breaks. All right, let's take a break. Let's go to track 2. We'll be right back. Comedy Death Ray, my interview with Prince coming up.
We'll be right back.
Ace Ventura, you ain't nothing but 10 years old. Austin Powers, you ain't nothing but 5 years old. Ace Ventura, you ain't nothing but 10 years old. Austin Powers, you ain't nothing but 5 years old. Ace Ventura, you ain't nothing but 10 years old. Austin Powers, you ain't nothing but 5 years old. Ace Ventura, you ain't nothing but 10 years old. What do you think you're doing? 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 What do you think you're doing?
Really?
Over the music. God, you want to go?
But like those interviews he does?
No, now you actually are on mic. I was making a joke about that. All right, Indie 1031, Comedy Death Ray. All right, let's start over.
Hello.
All right, here we go. Hello.
Let's
Hannibal.
start over.
Hannibal, you're supposed to come in.
Hello,
Hey,
you're
hello.
here. You're
Hello.
here.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
Hello. I went low with that.
Hey.
That's like that chord that Hard Day's Night starts off with.
It's been
All right, so I'm here with my guests, Todd Glass, Hannibal Buress, Sarah Silverman. My interview with Prince coming up. You do not want to stop this podcast short or turn off your internet while you're currently listening to it live. Yes. Sarah, you have the new season.
Yeah, February 4th it starts.
Yeah.
What day is that? February 5th? That's a Thursday?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thursday?
At
What's the
10:30.
time slot? 10:30?
10:30, right
After Dimitri Martin, is that correct?
Uh-huh.
What do you think about that?
We're excited about our 1 hour block.
1 hour rock block of comedy.
Cool.
How many episodes?
10.
What else can you tell us about it?
We haven't been on for 14. It will have been 14 months since the last time we were
That's
on.
how Comedy Central likes to do it. Take a nice long break. Let people forget about the show.
Yeah, they're like, Momentum is so overrated. Yeah. We're so happy you were nominated for an Emmy, but we really feel that, like we weren't even eligible for any of the other awards this season because we weren't on in 2009 at all.
Oh,
I was like,
God.
it's so good, and they really have no intention of changing that process.
Oh,
at all.
no. I mean,
they don't even want to order scripts. They can't take that kind of chance, Scott.
No, because it would cost money to do that, and they
Yeah.
don't have any money other than all that money they were going to give Chappelle.
And plus, like, it's so much more fun season to season to see how we age. It's really fun. Like,
You are, might
in a
I
year-
say, if people have not seen you since the last season, you are looking quite haggard.
32 episodes in 5 years is definitely the way to go. And
It's insane.
and how cute is it going to be in a year when I'm 40 with those little pigtails and football jerseys? It's going to be so cute.
And Duck is dead.
Hey, whoa.
Whoa.
Too soon.
Spoiler.
Way too soon. He's not dead yet.
I stole that from my current beau. Not to bring it up.
Let's talk about it.
But he told me the funniest bit he wrote for Family Guy.
Oh, he's a Family Guy
Yeah,
writer.
right in this building.
He
What?
writes for Family Guy?
Yeah. I didn't tell you that?
No.
Well, I've been telling everybody.
Can I interject real quick before you
Yeah.
tell me this? You know how like when you like something, you want your core group of friends that you respect to also like it too. And once in a while it doesn't happen. And with Family Guy, I find that happening a lot. Like I go, God, I love it. And then people that I respect their comedy opinion, they'll be like, they're like, it was good the fur, but not an. I can't change my opinion on that show. And a lot of people I respect don't disagree, but I love it.
I know, I'm
No,
so
but
bored
why?
every
No,
time you
seriously.
talk.
Why don't the masses? Do you think people are harder? Because they'll go.
Don't keep going
No, let me
with
just say
this.
one more thing. They'll say, well, it's like The Simpsons a little. I go, well, isn't Everybody Loves Raymond like another sitcom a little? But don't you think it's unique enough in the individual characters? I love.
Talking about this.
Seriously, no one sees anything on them.
Just say something.
The
funny.
mass.
Yes, some
get what
comedy
you're saying,
snobs
man.
may be snobbish about it, but you can't deny that there are big, really hard laughs in every episode.
I've never seen it.
I love it. To me, it's the biggest treat when I'm laying in bed and I flip and it's on. To me, it's like the biggest fucking treat the TV can give me in the middle of the night.
Oh, that's
Well,
so
like he
nice.
told me about this bit he wrote where it's something like I think it's an ongoing thing, but like where he goes like Is Patrick Swayze's show picked up? And then a train goes by and it goes, too soon.
We'll be right back.
And we'll be right back.
Really?
No.
No.
Hannibal, I haven't seen you since South by Southwest last year.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I think
That's almost a year.
Well, no, a Halloween show.
Oh, that's right. You were on Halloween. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you look good, man. You look like sort of jacked. You know what I'm saying? You've been working out? What's happening there?
No, man. I thought about working out, and then I just decided to start embracing being a fat guy.
No, you do not look fat at all.
But I got the gut,
You look good.
like people like that haven't seen me in a couple years. They were like, "You gained a lot of weight." I'm like, that's because stuff is going awesome for me right now.
Yeah, that is what happens.
They were like, you were slim 4 years ago. I was like, that's because I was actually homeless. That was not a workout plan.
That's what happens. You have a lot of success. You're a current SNL writer. What do we got? You know, I'm going to be there next week, by the way.
Oh, cool.
I'm going to be hanging out with you all week.
No, you're not.
Clear your schedule. So we got John Hamm next week. That's going to be fun. Have you already started coming up with ideas for him?
I thought of some stuff, but then some stuff you think of, you like, that'll be good in a pitch meeting, but that would not be a good sketch.
Oh, now, see, that's very interesting because a lot of people try to entertain people in the pitch meetings.
Yeah.
And then the sketch goes up and it's kind of a stinker. But
yeah.
you think one step further and you try to think of what would actually be good on the air.
How
do you get it on the air if you don't pitch it well, though?
I don't know, because I've only gotten one thing on the air this season.
What is it? Come on.
It's this sketch I wrote for Charles Barkley.
I like that show.
The golf sketch.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations.
Golf swingers. Thanks, man.
Yeah, that was funny. I like that. Where he's always, because his golf swing is so weird,
Yeah.
and then he does everything else exactly that weird.
Yeah.
Funny stuff. Did you call your mom when you were...
Yeah, I told them about the sketch. They were real excited.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You've been in a show, too. You were in the Charles Barkley one? Or
Yeah, I was in the...
Keenan.
We should establish for the home listener that Hannibal is an African-American gentleman. So that's why that joke was funny.
The home listener's going to be shocked.
Although they may have gotten that from the homeless comment. I'm not sure.
No, I think it's like they be. When he said, sometimes they be saying... you look
Hannibal
heavy.
is not smiling at you right now. He is glaring at you.
What's wrong with me?
No, but you were in the show. You did one of the things where the people ask questions, or what was it again? People ask questions? Or
yeah,
people...
like in audience, like he was doing a monologue, and like he was addressing people in the audience. He called me a black nerd.
Oh, that's right.
Because you wear glasses,
Yeah.
and you were wearing. What clothes were you wearing?
They wrote that before the clothes that I picked.
Because that's just the way you dress around the office.
I wore a suit that day. I was black nerd though. Anyway,
it's a great staff out there. John Mulaney is there.
John Mulaney,
who do you
funny.
who do you
God,
you share
so
an
funny.
office with? Do you share?
I share office with this Ryan Perez.
Oh yeah, Ryan
He's a
Perez from
UCB
Funny or
guy.
Die.
Yeah, Funny or Die.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's,
Did camera work on Between Two Ferns once?
Oh, cool.
Was very shaky.
I got to get something going.
Yeah, really, Todd. What do you have?
I don't know. Well, right now I'm working on a thing, and with the back end, I'm working on the back end.
With the back end.
Well, they're
What do
trying
you-
to give me the back end. I'm like,
Hold on a second.
What?
The back
Well-
end, you say, usually you don't start on the back end. You start with the actual product.
Well, the show that they want to give me, I feel like they want me to do a show 3 times a day.
Really?
Yes.
A strip show, meaning.
Is
you-
this at Disneyland?
Yes. This is
All right, let's go to a song.
the only place you would do it.
We're gonna come right back with my
I'm gonna
interview
cry.
with Prince coming up after this song.
We'll be right
Comedy
back.
Death
We'll
Ray.
be right back.
No,
We'll be
Todd,
right
you
back.
do not
We'll
get
be
to
right
do
back.
that.
We'll be right
We'll
back.
be
We'll
right back.
We'll
This is
be
Neil
right back.
Hamburger.
Oh, I
And
love
I
Neil
hope you
Hamburger.
enjoy this album as much as we enjoyed making it.
Really make space in
Comedy Death Ray. That is Neil Hamburger from his album. Neil Hamburger sings "Country Winner."
I love him.
Love him.
I am obsessed with Neil Hamburger.
Really, tell us about him.
What's
you
that?
do an impression of him.
No, not any better than anybody else could do.
But you used to do jokes of his. How would you do it on stage?
No. He does Mitch Hedberg jokes as Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, right.
That's a different thing, but I'd love to hear that. Let's hear one of those.
I mean, I gotta listen to his CD because I have the same
No,
five
let's hear
jokes.
the Mitch Hedberg. Yeah. Let's
Rice.
I'll tell you, I like rice, It's good if you're hungry and you want 2,000 or something. All right, We have a new joke where I call Gary Goldman and I do Rodney he did comedy. So all I do is I just talk about my life and Gary gives me advice as you would give if these things were really happening. So I go, hey, Gary, how you doing? All right?
Hey, Rodney, how are you?
I'm all right. I'll tell you, last night there was a fire at my house and my wife ran out with the kids going, shh, you wake Daddy. So then Gary will go, Rodney, she's trying to kill you. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, Rodney, she's trying to kill you. And I go, that's all right. I went to the doctor the other day, He told me I have dandruff. I said I want a second opinion. He said, you're ugly too. He said, Rodney, that could be reported to the medical board. You can't talk to you like that. And then I go, I'll tell you, I feel like you get no respect. He goes, Rodney, I told you I respect you. My wife Carol respects you. And you know what? Your kids respect you. He goes, all right. I feel like I don't get a lot of respect. But anyway, let me go because my wife had a... Oh, yeah. He goes, what happened, Rodney? What did she do? He goes, no, I don't want to tell you because you hate her already. He goes, no, tell me what she did, Rodney. She hit a deer. It was in the zoo. She said it wasn't her fault. She beeped. He goes, Rodney, she's a fucking moron. Call me later. I want to talk to you. You got to leave her.
I love Rodney. I respect you. My wife respects you.
So stop saying that. So stop telling everybody. He goes,
Let's hear a little bit of your Donahue impression. I miss it. Donahue hasn't been on the air for so long. I love it. Let's hear a little bit.
It warms my heart.
I wish
you have to kind of see him visually.
Yeah, I know. And I have told the story.
No, it sounds so good, though.
I have told this story probably 5 times. The one where my brother asked me when I stopped doing Donahue. And I said, well, there was a night when nobody laughed. And I did it a year after that.
Let's hear.
Here's what happened. I realized when the decline of the laughter came. There was a period when he was on the air. Of course, that's the best. And you do an impersonation of him. That's great. Off the air, but so ingrained in people's heads.
Part of pop culture. Everyone knows who he is.
Starts dissipating. But there's a period where everybody remembered who he was, used to watch him on the air, but now it has been so long, it's not ingrained.
No one knows who he is.
Well, no, they knew who he was. They just hadn't seen him. That was when I thought it got to the worst.
Right.
When everybody in the audience knew who Donahue was, because I go, hey, remember Donahue? Everyone would applaud. But when I would go to do it, it got nothing because as ingrained it was in their head, 10 years later it wasn't. I thought that was the worst. Then it got even worse. Then nobody even knew who he was. I would do a college show. Anyone who Donahue was nothing.
In that situation, do you continue with it, or do you?
No, I obviously stopped. And the only reason I did it longer than there's 2 bits I've done way too long. The smoking bit, obviously, because I want to smoke on stage, so I do a bit I've been doing for 30 years. Donahue, because I don't do a lot of impersonations, and doing impersonations.
You do a lot of great impersonations.
Yeah,
he
does do them on stage, but they're unbelievable.
Where you could, like when I used to do it in Mac, where I would have a show I did with somebody else, and I would put the wig on and the suit.
You put the wig and the suit on?
In the show I did with like Pablo Francisco and a few other people. Yeah, and to come out and people look, it was like such a thrill, more than you. So I didn't want to let go of the one. I mean, I can do some others. I have to be refreshed on the others.
This is a lot of talking when I just want to hear the impression.
You know what? You know where you could do it on? You could do it on Ferguson.
Oh, yeah.
Because
his audience.
My guess is his audience is. I mean, he has younger people.
Wait a second. Is this how bad my career is that we are trying to resurrect a vehicle for me to go do my outdated impersonations? Todd, you know what you could do? Perform at the old age home. You could do your
my
Mel Torme.
parents' temple does a yearly show.
I say I drop it out of the fucking act and write some new stuff, which I have been doing.
You need a vehicle? Let's do it right here. People want to hear. Just give us a snippet.
What's right and what's wrong here? The American public thinks they have a right to hear what you did in a community. My best thing is he would... By the way, he did have a style which needs to be brought back. And I didn't realize this. I never realized it when I did do the impersonation of him, but I realized it later. He let people sweat. When you are angry at something and you don't know why, when you're given the opportunity to say why, and you'll just sweat in your own. You don't like if somebody was against, they're 2 guys and they want to get married, and you're upset with this why. Not arguing with the person. Well, I come from my parents, and we went to a church, and in the church in the Bible, and let them talk, and then go, and this will affect you, Hal. Well, my kids in school, and if your children are told, they'll do what? And people, and eventually, if someone's just there, and anytime you do that, when they're angry at something, but they don't really know why, they're just angry at it. It could be anything.
And you just do nothing but give them support and a forum to speak.
And a forum to speak. They will just sit there. A black person that wants to marry a white person, I would watch them do it with that. And if they moved into your neighborhood and came to your church, this would affect your daily lifestyle, Hal. It won't. That's the fucking point. I love that.
I love that.
Yeah, it was a very good way. But anyway, we'll take a break. You guys are great.
Wait, can I
you
just
cannot
request
keep saving
one more
your
thing
bits
from
by
Todd?
saying we'll take a break. Yeah.
Todd has such a brilliant bit about the Christmas thing, but it's so great about how people go like, I can't say Merry Christmas anymore.
I did it. When you do a bit once and then it needs a little work. What? I'm sorry. Is that wrong?
No, I love it, and I love that you were willing to do that.
No, I don't.
I totally understand Hannibal of I'm not going to be your monkey.
Well, no, sir. You know what it is?
I don't think
That's
I would
racist.
When it's a bit I've done for like, let's say, a long time, that it's a little weird. But if it's a new bit, I don't mind because I'm still working it out in my head.
Yeah, let's talk about it. What's the issue?
I hate when somebody that Christmas thing was so ass backwards. It would make me sit
when people would come out and say
Happy Holidays, and they
instead
go,
of Merry Christmas.
You can't even say Merry Christmas anymore. And I would go, no, you were fucking have it so wrong for years. And by the way, most people...
No, my parents did this over the break. Someone said Happy Holidays, and they said Merry Christmas very pointedly.
Wrong. Because, and also you have to preface, a lot of people that are Jewish or don't celebrate Christmas that were said Merry Christmas to, they don't think it's the end of the world. I know a lot of people
I personally could not care less.
But when it is brought to your attention that maybe it's not right, and they go, oh, you can't even say Merry Christmas. No, it would be like if you said Hi Bill to everybody. And everybody had to accept that. And I know what they mean. And you were like, they mean, my name's Jerry, but I know their intentions, and you let it go. And you never made a big deal about it. But then someone did. They said, you know what? Not everyone's name is Bill. Oh! You can't even say Hi Bill anymore. Yes, you can if you know you're talking to Bill, you pile of fuck. So if you can't even say Merry Christmas anymore. Yes, you can. If you're positive the person is celebrate Christmas, you can fucking say it. But there's a generic way, just like you can't say Hi Bill anymore. No, you just say hi. How are you? And then if their name isn't Bill, you don't look like a self-concerned or whatever the word is. Self-centered. Yeah, that's all they want to do. They're going, we can't say hi, Bill, to everybody. No, now go die and fucking get your hand caught in the garbage disposal in front of your family, and I hope none of them can help you get it out.
But can I just say one thing?
I did it wrong?
No, you didn't do it wrong, but I liked it better when you said hi, Glenn.
Oh, I did.
Oh, interesting. Why did you like that better?
Name.
Glenn is just a name you don't think about, but it's like, oh, yeah, that's funny. I don't know. Glenn's funnier. Bill could be a Bill. I'm just a bill for a restaurant.
No, you're right. Glenn is better.
Let's do the bit over with Hi
Glenn. Could be a river.
What do you think about that, Glenn or Bill, Hannibal?
Glenn. Glenn is, because I like Glenn.
What do you think about this whole premise, though, about the Happy Holidays? Let's deconstruct this. What do you think about it?
I don't really care because I'm not religious. But
you're not religious. Let's talk about that. Let's get real here.
Yeah, I just celebrate.
What are your feelings on it?
It's cool. I buy gifts for my nieces. I don't care about the Lord, but I just like I buy shit for the reaction on children's faces.
That's your religion.
That's my religion. So my nieces and nephews are happy.
Trafficking people's smiles.
Well, that's the same reason I celebrate. I don't think like that bit because I'm not religious either. But I just love that. But that thing is written for people that are or don't want to. I don't care what anybody says to me. But
so two people not religious. Sarah,
I'm spiritual.
No, I have no religion, but I just love that because I don't care if people say Merry Christmas. I find myself saying Merry Christmas just to you know, it's this fun to have a holiday season. But it is so funny when people are so put out by the prospect of not saying Merry Christmas to
they want to take it back for some reason.
Like people are stealing their joy.
Right. Stealing your joy. Yeah, I can't
But
say.
you know what? They're stealing their own joy. You know?
You know, it sounds like when you say you want to say Merry Christmas, that doesn't sound very Christmassy.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to just have one. What you're suggesting is that I have something that includes all the people.
Well, it's just like my friend Liz Winstead is writing a book called Jesus Would Hate You. And it's just like, it's so true. It's like anyone who just uses Jesus for hate. Like, you know, like, really? You think Jesus?
I don't believe in God.
I'm done. I drew part of the circle. I
know, you
feel
stopped in the middle of that.
Feel the listener can complete
Fill in the
circle.
blanks. The Mad Libs of comedy. What do you got, Hannibal?
Yeah, I'm atheist, but I still will say, I swear to God, if I'm trying to get somebody to really believe something that I'm saying. If they're like sort of iffy, I'm
You
like, man,
sly
I
dog.
swear to God that this happened, dude.
I got called on that from my friends because I don't believe in God. So now I switched it to I swear on my mom's health.
Oh, is your mom still alive?
Well, she passed away. That's why I'm saying.
Speaking of passing away.
We're taking a break?
No, let's talk about that dog of yours.
Oh, no.
Before you got here.
It's all right. No, I did. Sarah knows. First of all, I'll make this. You can clock me at a minute. I knew that I only had the dog for. It was an older dog. I only had it for 6 months. Oh. And but it was 13 when I got her. So they put her on some medicine, and they got her once a month, and she had a life. She could now walk. She lived in a very bad situation, so she would take walks around the neighborhood, and she was happy. And where I'm going to thank Sarah for this was because I thought she'd be around for another year or two. She would. This is boring.
No, you hyped it so
I'm
hard at
excited
the
about
beginning
how
of the
I
show.
come in.
Well, Sarah told me that she wanted to lay on the sofa. I thought she came from the worst place in the world. If I put a mattress in the kitchen, which I did, a little mattress, she would love it. She wanted that sofa.
Yeah, she wants to be up
So
high.
I thought she's had a horrible life. So what? Sarah goes, you know what, Todd? Put plastic on the sofa.
Oh, because you left out that she pees a little. Like
She dribbled a little. Not like a full pee, but when they're older, they dribble. And Sarah goes, put plastic on the sofa, let her lay on it for a year, and you'll throw it out and buy another $400 sofa. And I went, it made me even feel stupid. I went, oh my God, you're so right. And she loved that sofa. She slept on it, and she would nestle into it, and she just felt good. I mean, dogs know what warmth is and feels good, not outside in the dirt and the. So anyway. When I had to put her to sleep, I thought, oh my God, if Sarah didn't tell me that, I would have been like, oh, I should have let her sleep on the sofa, and I'd feel like shit. But I knew bringing her in would be the hardest thing I've ever done, but I didn't realize how much emotion would come out of me. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want her to go from having a bad life to a good life. The last 4 days she was here, it was a little rough, and it was a very hard decision. So I brought her into the vet. He said, I think it's time. But I didn't want her to just go from being in a little bit of pain to then getting put to sleep. Mm-hmm. So I asked him if they had something like a Vicodin or something that could just make her happy but still here. He gave her a little shot. She goes, she's here. She's still fine. I brought in a blanket. I laid with her on the floor. I thought it was going to be 2 minutes. I laid with her for half an hour, kissed her, hugged her, just squeezed her and cried it was crazy. And then I held her. I just thought I owed it to her to hold her, and they did it. And it was hard, but then when I was driving home, I thought, don't get too caught up, and it's sad, but you did the right thing. So just get a hold of yourself, and I didn't want to let her live for selfish reasons, which so many people do with animals. Because everyone said, well, she was just fine a week ago. Mm-hmm. Well, what should I do? Let her live in pain for 6 months so it seems normal? She's been. Sometimes that's the way it happens.
To get her used to the pain.
To
of
get her
please put me out of my fucking misery.
Right, so I can tell a story. Yeah, it was about 6. No, sometimes they're fine, and then you see it happening. Mm-hmm. I didn't do it the first day. It was the first day I thought it, and then the second day. It was like 4 days.
Ooh,
and then I
waited 4 days, really.
To make me feel bad. Ooh,
4 days of pain?
Well, because the other extreme is you can't wake up. Sometimes they just have a bad morning, and that doesn't mean it's time to put them to sleep. So that's what I thought. And then the second day, you're like, the third day is when I went, all right, and I brought her in. Even the vet said, I think it's time to help her to the other side.
Did you get a new couch?
I didn't need a new couch.
But I don't.
To be honest, I've been over to your
plastic down.
No, you said just throw some. You just said throw an old blanket down or something, and then when if she's alive for a year. But no, she loved that couch, and I really don't. If Sarah, it seems like a weird thing, but Sarah just said it in passing one day. She's like, do that and let her lay on it. And then I was like, and then I have pictures of her laying on it, and it's like she was just the cutest, sweetest, innocent, just. Precious
they're
dog.
pack animals. They want to be where you've been and where you sit.
She
where your asshole sits.
Yeah, she laid in bed. She didn't even know. I'm thinking, how does this dog know? I would let her go in bed, and she loved it. Like, she would just nestle up against me, and like, I haven't got to do this in 13 years, my whole life. And so it was, but anyway, that's.
So if you go on our website, there's links to how to adopt a dog that Todd will put up for us.
I'm waiting.
You're going to wait? What's...
You know, I don't know. Now I'm afraid to get too serious.
Is this going to go into a joke?
No.
You know what? I don't care. Let's get real.
Okay.
I don't care.
Here's the dilemma I realized. When you have a dog... When you...
Thank you, by the way. Hannibal on the timer.
Hannibal just... I'm banging the mic. Hannibal just goes 4 minutes. Like a minute ago. No. Here's the
we were all listening.
I never want to have with a dog again. When you bring a dog into the vet and it's not feeling well, it doesn't get oxygen at the vet when it stays overnight. It just goes into a cage with a blanket. So to me, I never want to have a dog unless when it comes to, like, in other words, sometimes it has to go to the vet and you're trying to find the answer, what's wrong with it. And they go, well, tomorrow we could do this test. So if it's getting oxygen and it's getting 24-hour care, that costs a lot of money. And I thought about it. I can't just let a dog lay in a cage at a vet at night. And I don't mean anybody out there that had to do that it's bad, but like, I had it happen.
You want to be in the position of where you have more money? Is that what
where I have
trying to
enough
say?
money where if I'm going to keep the dog alive to see if we can find a cure, that it's getting what a person would get, and that means that, it helps. That it's in it's 24-hour care, and that's what
You're not supposed to feed dogs Jell-O.
Anyway, now I'm just
kidding.
rambling. But that's what racks up the bill when it's in those. Not when it's at the vet. That's a lot. But when it really racks up money is when it's in the 24-hour emergency clinic. That's where it's getting.
Did your previous dog get that 24-hour care, or were you not rich enough then?
No, the dog that I just had.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be in there for that long. I had it happen with a cat before that.
Oh,
I had to spend $800 for Duck to stay one night at the vet when he ate 5 pot cookies.
Oh no,
he was like out of his mind. I had to
What
take
was he doing?
saliva from my mouth and put it on his lips and teeth because he was just like stuck to his teeth. Like,
what was it? Was he like wandering around?
I didn't know he had done it until I was like neatening up. I was subletting a Tommy Blotch's apartment in New York. And I saw that it was like the Ziploc bag was like chewed out from the side, and it was all. I mean, and one of these pot brownies would bring a man to his knees. And
So
I was like,
oh my God, how is he?
so this
He's
was a
fine
while
now.
ago.
Oh, okay.
This was a few years ago.
Oh, sorry. I thought
It really mellowed him out in the end, but like he wasn't going to the bathroom. He was like shaking. He was just staring and freaked out. And as soon as I thought he was cold, I didn't know what it was. And then I saw the Ziploc bag all eaten, and I just grabbed him and got in a cab and went to the vet. And the vet like looked at him. I told him everything, and he just started laughing.
Did he have you arrested?
No, he goes, I'm sorry, your dog is tripping. So they kept him overnight. He was already high as a kite, but they kept him overnight just to put water through his system.
Yeah.
And then when I picked him up the next day, he shit the size of his whole body. Like,
Was it in the
and he
shape
was
of his own
better
body?
again. It
That would be awesome.
That would have been great.
Hannibal, pets?
No, I don't have.
No
Any
pets,
pets.
no religion?
'Cause
What
I
do you
stay-
cling to in the middle of the night?
My girlfriend and video games.
Oh, let's hear about them.
In that order?
In that order. No, I can't. I don't want a dog because our place is really small, and I don't want to share my space with a little beast. I get upset when I see people yelling at their dogs, like on the street, like sit. Like, chill out, man. The dog is already kind of sitting in relation to you anyway. They're very short. Like, maybe that dog can want to put his bare ass on the street. You ever thought about that?
All right, let's go to one more song. We're going to do my interview with Prince when we come back. Comedy Death Ray, interview with Prince, coming up after this.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
How many years? That's right. This is Comedy Death Ray. Okay, I've been hyping it for a good hour now. It is time. Okay, let me set the scene. I was at a party the other night, a benefit for Haiti, and who was there but the artist known as Prince? I whipped out my recorder, and and I did this interview. I hope you enjoyed. Here is my interview with Prince.
Comedy Death Ray, this is Scott Aukerman. It is my pleasure to welcome to an interview the artist formerly and currently known as Prince. Prince, it is such a pleasure to meet you.
Dearly beloved,
You know, it seems like I've been waiting an eternity for this to happen.
it means forever, and that's a mighty long time. But I'm here to tell you.
All right, well, let's get right to the questions. First of all, what kind of car do you drive? And what do you think of my new mustache?
Maybe you're just like my mother.
Oh, that's a little weird. Well, let's get into a day in the life of Prince. Now, what were you doing last night?
Masturbating with a magazine.
This is a family program, Prince. That's not really funny. Now, if you and I shared bunk beds, would I sleep on the bottom bunk or... All right, let's go rapid fire with the questions. What's your favorite band?
Kiss,
What's your favorite Hershey chocolate product?
kiss.
And what's your favorite California FM radio station? K-Rock. Well, Prince, we're halfway through the interview. How would you like to proceed?
Think I better dance now.
Oh, well, I think I'll join you.
Get up.
Now, Prince, people think you're a little eccentric.
I went to the doctor and guess what he told me? Guess what he told me?
Before I get to that, what kind of doctor?
That shrink in Beverly Hills. You know the one.
What's his name? That reminds me, Prince is your stage name. What's your real name?
Bruce Wayne.
And do you have a girlfriend?
She is great, isn't she?
Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
You know, Prince, I really don't think you're treating this interview with the proper respect that...
Why so serious?
Sorry, I don't mean to offend you. Any final interview for Comedy Death Ray? This is Scott Aukerman.
Oh, and that was it, huh?
You seem nice.
Yeah.
No,
Like you asked him a lot of questions.
It's
and he was
hard-headed.
really cool
He's out
about
there
it.
for a good 2 minutes with me.
Yeah.
In the middle of a party, too.
How did he have his band there?
And sometimes it would be the Revolution, sometimes it would be the New Power Generation.
Kelly Clarkson.
All right, well, that's about it, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow,
you
we
doing?
are ending on a BANG.
Yeah.
You know what we like to do at the end of the show, traditionally? Plugs. Who's
I'm
got
gonna
one?
Be at the Death Ray Monday night.
Tuesday night.
No, I'm going to be there Monday too. Listen, stop interrupting. Monday night, I'm going to be at Death Ray. I'm not doing a show. I just wanted to tell everybody. Tuesday night, however, I'm going to be doing a show at Death Ray. Do you know who's on the show yet?
I do. So now, where can people see you other than in L.A.?
I'm going to a club I've heard a lot about. Paul Tompkins did his DVDs.
His
this
DVD
club.
there, oh yeah, in Atlanta?
Atlanta at the Laughing Skull. I'm going there next, this Thursday.
This Thursday, people can
This
see
Thursday.
you. Okay.
So I'm excited about that.
That would be the 28th, correct?
Yes.
Speaking of Thursday the 28th, I'll be doing a live version of this show at UCB New York. Tickets are sold out, from what I understand, but the standby list, I'll have special guests there.
Look what you've created.
Look what you did.
Seriously.
Hannibal, what's up? Where are you at? SNL, back to SNL, but you must
yeah.
be touring, right? You have a...
Not that much, but I'll be on Comedy Central today.
Today?
Yeah, on the John Oliver New York stand-up show.
And that'll repeat throughout the week, I would imagine?
I think they might repeat it some. Or, I don't know.
You're a great stand-up.
Thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
People should go out and see you.
For sure.
You know
And
what
I
I'm
got
saying?
a weekly show on Sundays at the Knitting Factory in Brooklyn.
Oh, cool. What is
Yeah.
that? What's it called?
It's called the Comedy at the Knitting Factory.
Comedy at the Knitting Factory. What night?
Sunday nights.
Sunday nights. Get out there.
Go see people. I know he's right next to me. This is going to be awkward, but I first saw him at the Portland Comedy Festival, and
He
all
was
I
telling
did,
me before we went on the air.
I did. I was like,
All
man,
he did was he went around saying Hannibal Buress is so awesome, and people were, what'd you say? People were like, oh God, yeah, I know he is.
No,
Almost like you
I
were.
said it sounded like some people were jealous that you were that funny, but I wouldn't want to say that. They're like, I know, like I just said it to someone that had been told it 20 times, you
Yeah.
know, and they were like, can anybody say I'm funny? So, but go see him.
Go see him. Sarah, what do you got? Sarah Silverman program, February 4th. It's
Yeah.
a weekly show.
Yes,
For 10
please
weeks
watch
straight?
It. 10 weeks, 10 episodes. Monday, I'm doing a benefit for Haiti at maybe you've heard of it at Largo. That's Monday with a lot of great people.
How much money do you hope to raise for Haiti? Is that a kind of what?
We're hoping to get up to over, up to or over 400.
400 pennies.
No, I think it's like $50 or it might be like $50 for a ticket.
That's great. It's a great show, a great cause.
Yeah.
I got one
yes,
more
Todd.
plug.
What do you got?
I'm still talking.
She's still plugging.
You know what they say?
Stop
You're not a
it.
diva.
That's what they say.
I don't know.
dare you?
What else, Sarah?
Thank you.
Hit us with
Scott.
something. Hit us with one more plug.
Tuesday, I'm doing another benefit.
Don't turn off those radios
a sick
yet.
Person.
Oh, really? Who?
Yeah, friend of Kevin Nealon's, and that's at the Comedy Magic Club.
Oh, I think I heard about this. Who else is on that program?
I don't know.
Kevin, I would imagine.
Kevin will probably be there. He's the funniest.
Wait
guy
a second.
in the world.
I'm there with Spade.
On another night?
No, on Tuesday night.
Yeah, I'll be there.
See,
I'm
this
doing. I
Tuesday.
told him I could only do like 15 minutes because I'm.
Oh no, the only reason I got confused is because I thought it was for Haiti.
You want to drive together?
Yeah. So anyway, it's that at the Comedy Magic Club Tuesday. David Spade, Sarah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there. I'm sure it's going to be an unbelievable show.
Also, I'm renovating my apartment.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Subway tile.
Also, you're having a party Saturday night, right? Do we want to plug that? Who's going to be there?
Oh God, we've got Mike Ivey. We have got Mike Rowe.
Mike Rowe will be there. From
Henry
Gay
Phillips
Robot.
will not be there this year. So let's throw that out there.
All right. All right. That's
I'll be
it.
there.
You know what I'm saying? We're done.
It was
right?
fun. Yes.
It was fun, right? It was good. Let's restart it though. We should we really should do it over.
I think you're right.
All right, play the last track, by the way, whatever. Yeah, that's it. All right, that's it. Next week, I will not be here. Guest host Paul F. Tompkins will be here, and I will be doing that show Thursday. We'll get that up on the podcast form somewhere around Sunday or Monday, I would imagine.
Would you ever trust me to guest host?
I would, yeah.
All
You're
right.
a fantastic talker.
Well, I'm waiting.
Okay. That's it. Comedy Death Ray, Indie 103.1.